Hi, Jeff here with Inspector Prime. In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through how to create and manage your equipment within Inspector Prime. So what we wanted was a tool for inspection businesses to, if they have multiple employees or even just a long list of different equipment that you use on the job, be able to go into a single interface to be able to manage where that equipment is, maybe where it is in its maintenance cycle, what employee it's tied to, and a bunch of other things. So we think it'll be extremely valuable in terms of being able to manage your assets. And let's go ahead and take a look at the interface. Okay, so for our equipment management, we're going to go to our left side menu, click on Equipment Management to bring up our equipment dashboard. Again, just some metrics to help you stay informed on the status of your various equipment that you have. You can find out things like whether or not something is unavailable. Maybe you have a test kit that's under calibration. You have equipment that is tied to actually providing different services. So you can see here, like this IR camera is assigned to be linked to thermal imaging jobs. Maintenance, total equipment count, individual, and then moving down, you can see these different pie charts that has a breakout of your different equipment, and then the actual equipment listing, which we will go ahead and go over to that interface table. So here you have displayed all of your different equipment. So in this demo environment, we basically have it broken up into service equipment and then individual equipment. So we have it broken up so that each one of our inspectors has a certain loadout of equipment, I guess. So you can see here with Dick Grayson and Sam Wilson, they each have an action camera, body camera, screwdriver, water pressure gauge, and all these other things, and those have been assigned to them to use in the execution of their inspection duties. And then you can see our service equipment are things like sewer scopes, IR cameras, Crawlbot, as well as our radon test kits. So those are just available for our inspectors to take out to perform specific services. They won't need those on every job they go out for, so they just take them when they need them. So let's run through the practice of adding a new piece of equipment. Let's say we'll have it as assigned, so we want this to be an individual piece of equipment. We can add tags if it's one of those service related pieces of equipment, but this isn't. Drop a photo in here of the actual equipment. Maybe it has a serial number or something like that. Condition will say new. Let's say this is a helmet. We don't want our folks bashing their heads when they're crawling around in attics or something. You can add a manufacturer if you so choose. We'll just say this is a Stanley hard hat, serial number if applicable, and then if you have an actual model number that you wanted to tie to it, you can do that in here. Okay, so we will submit that. And now let's go add some more details for that new record we created. So here is our helmet. Open up the detailed record view. You can add in things like the value, the date purchased, and then here is where you assign it to an employee. So let's say Dick Grayson bashes his head all the time, and we want to assign it to him. Assign it to him here. And that is how you assign it to specific employees. So when we exit out of this, these fields will populate showing, oh, there it is. Yep, so there is the helmet now tied to Dick Grayson. We will exit out of this and let's go to one of the service related pieces of equipment so that you can see this financial profile. Let's go ahead and check out one of our radon test kits. So here we have the value in there, manufacturer, serial number, model. It's not assigned to an employee because it's just a service equipment that they can take out and check out as needed. So let's say you have it assigned to a job specifically and your employee's taking it out. That's when you can do the assignment, but it'll just be for the duration of the job. So when he comes back, turns it in, you unassign it. And here is the financial profile that we didn't see in that helmet record that we created. So you can track how much revenue is tied to pieces of equipment. So let's say you are determining whether or not you need to buy a new radon test kit. You have 2 test kits that you're basically maxing out the usage and you're having to turn jobs away because you don't have enough test kits. You can come in here and take a look at the financial profile and be like, wow, I'm making a lot of money off of this service and this equipment. I'm going to go ahead and purchase it because it makes financial sense for me to do that. And that's kind of how you use the financial profile in regards to equipment management. And also right in here, you see total services of 17. So without having to go back into your job and service management interface, you can just see what services have been used or where this equipment has been used. And then we can open up any one of these and get the identifier for the job that it's tied to. So Noah Jenkins. And we'll go ahead and we'll go over to the job and service management interface to take a look at this job specifically. So Noah Jenkins, let's exit out of here, go down to residential. Noah Jenkins, here is the job. And now we will take a look at how this equipment is actually tied to this job. So Noah requested that there be radon testing performed. So in our service management, part of what we do when we're going through and marking out our service management is we assign equipment to it, if applicable. So because we assigned this equipment, that radon CRM that we were just looking at in the other interface, we now are able to gather that kind of financial profile of that equipment to see how much money it's making you, essentially. And then because this piece of equipment is tied to this service, and this service also has a commission tied to it, that's where you get the information that we saw before in the equipment interface, where it said how much commission has been paid out as a result of using this equipment. So as you can see, our equipment management interface is not just a way to keep track of your inventory. It's also a way to see how much money your equipment is making, essentially. So you buy X piece of equipment and you can expect maybe a little uptick in your ability to perform certain jobs or a new service or something like that. So it's a really valuable tool to, again, get a look at your business and inform you on the decisions that you have to make as you're moving forward and optimizing your business growth. One thing we did not look at yet would be the maintenance aspect of it. So let's find a piece of equipment that requires maintenance or calibration. So let's look at, well, again, we'll just go into one of our radon test kits. And you can see here, you can punch in details for maintenance. So you can do annual and these other time-based frequencies. You can record last maintenance, next maintenance, so that you can quickly come in here and see when you have maintenance coming up, and you can plan accordingly. If you've got like a backlog of jobs or something that this might not be available for, hey, maybe it's time to either go out and buy a new piece of equipment or reallocate some other resources that you have. In the services section under here, just like you can see. So you can see what is scheduled, what's coming up for this test kit, so that you don't double book something, for instance, which just gives you another level of control as you're managing a complex operation potentially. And yeah, that is in a nutshell how the equipment management interface works within Inspector Prime. So much like our like training management, our projects and tasks, vehicle management, that kind of stuff. Sure, it's not directly tied to, well, equipment is directly tied to, but it's not a traditional kind of function of inspection software tools. So we just wanted to think about everything that could be valuable to an inspection business owner or inspector, so that you can take a look at all these different metrics and tracking methodologies all in one platform, so that you're not jumping all over the place and losing efficiency. So thank you for tuning in for this tutorial. Thank you for being a customer of Inspector Prime, and I will see you on the next video.